So, I'm trying to go live on YouTube now. I hope I am live on YouTube now. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Um, I'm just trying to do a little bit of a reaction type of a thing. So in the last few days, there's been a few things that went down. BJ said some things, Rabbit said some things, Jamie said some things. What I'm going to say here right now is I don't know any of these three women in real life. And what I define as in real life is like somebody that like shows up at my apartment and I make them a cup of tea, somebody that, like I see on a regular basis. That's my real life. Okay. So I never met Rabbit in person, never met BJ in person, never met Jamie in person. Never necessarily want to meet any of the three of them. I'm not saying I don't want to, just like there's no need for me to see any of these three women in person. What I will say is this. I have supported Brittany Jareen Corville for over 3 years now. I mean, maybe just over 3 years, but I can remember the summer of 2021. I started watching her videos and I started commenting on her Instagram and I started, you know, um, understanding what she was all about. And I was very happy to support her work. As far as Rabbit and Jamie Gilmore go, I didn't know either one of them even existed before August of 2023. Maybe July of 2023, but like, like a year ago at best. Okay. So I was supporting BJ and I will continue to support BJ. And if BJ hates my guts, I will still continue to support her because I believe in what she talks about. I believe in what she stands for. As far as Rabbit and Jamie goes, oof. BJ did say back in July or August of 2023, we need everybody to be talking about this. We need everybody making videos. We need everybody to just get the word out. And so I kind of started scrolling around on the internet looking for other content creators that were doing stuff. And I found Rabbit and I started following Rabbit. I found Jamie and I started following Jamie. They both had some limited content covering the issues surrounding Lima Jovanovic at that time. I found some other content creators. I found some content creators that seemed pretty aligned with my stance, which was, pro BJ and anti Lima. And I found some other content creators that were pro Lima and anti BJ. I took note of everything. I observed many, 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 many things. And I drew my own conclusions as I always do with the aid of my God-given autonomy, which for the moment, our open air prison in the United States of America is allowing me to exercise without any sort of constraints by, for example, social workers. Which brings me to Rabbit. Rabbit is a social worker. She may have chosen to stop being a social worker. Fair enough. She still acts as a social worker in her commentary. Her commentary is defined, in my opinion, by her training as a social worker. That is not something I can ever support. And for the time that I was supporting it, it was assuming that she was an ex-social worker, if there's even such a thing. It was assuming that she chose to leave that profession because she knew, as well as I know, that it's a god-awful profession that does nothing but harm people. And she chose a different profession. Well, come to find out, she still wants to be able to use her quote unquote diagnostic guidance on her channel. She wants to diagnose Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She probably wants to diagnose the twins, the Takali twins. She probably wants to diagnose Bam. She probably wants to diagnose Britney Spears. All the diagnoses. And I, as someone who is trained in mental health peer support, I do not put any stock in diagnoses. If someone I'm supporting chooses to accept a diagnosis, sure, I'll allow them the dignity to accept that diagnosis, and I will never challenge them on it. However, most people I support as a peer support specialist do not want any social worker imposed diagnosis put on them. They don't want any psychiatrist imposed diagnosis put on them. What I want is freedom from the shackles of tyranny. And that tyranny looks like keeping people locked up behind bars without affording them any civil rights. So that's where I stand. I'm going to try to see if I can maybe peek at the chat, but I'm hoping that maybe this is just sort of a random live that nobody's even watching and we can just move on from here. But just in case, I am going to peek at the chat and see if there's anything I need to respond to or anything like that. Because I know there's a lot of people that are quite vested in this whole scenario. Especially apparently the situation between BJ and Jamie and Rabbit and me, and none of this gets us any closer to where the hell is Dahlia Takali, which in my opinion is the most important question we have. Because if we figure out where is Dahlia, we can figure out where is Dima. If we figure out where is Dima, we can figure out a few things, like what happened to Amanda Rabb and all those kind of things. So yeah, it looks like there's 2 watching now. Don't see anyone in the chat. Just giving it a minute or 2 because I don't want to disappear while people are still wanting to interact. And it is 11:42 in the morning, or 11:42 at night on the East Coast of the United States of America on Tuesday, July 2nd. And I would like to just get some sleep because none of this is worth depriving myself of sleep for. All of it is worth, waking up in the morning for and fighting another day for. But none of it is worth, the kind of sacrifices I was making back in August, September, October of 2023 when Stephanie Caban had her little Discord going on. And again, I appreciate the 2 people watching, appreciate the 2 thumbs up. Don't want to cut things off and don't want to stay live any longer than I have to because I would really love to get some sleep. So gonna give it like 10 more seconds to see if anybody appears in the chat. Still don't see anybody in the chat. Therefore, gonna say good night. God bless. All the things. Have a wonderful night and stay safe, everybody. Even the social workers, especially social workers, please stay safe because nobody needs your nonsense. Nobody needs your ridiculousness, quite frankly. Have a blessed night. Have